What's going on, guys? I'm doing something a little different today. Typically I'm in the group setting. I'm sitting there on the panel and I got other people's opinions to go off of. Now we're going to go off of my mind. I had a couple of things in my mind. People have been coming up to me, heartbroken, crying, wimping. I get it. We've all been there. Who's to say that, I haven't been heartbroken, that you haven't been heartbroken? We've all been heartbroken. Okay. But I think we got to reframe this a little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it. But before we get into that, tonight I have my Rocky Patel Black. I don't really know. I just see the selection. I was like, I'm feeling a Rocky Patel. I just grab one off the shelf and I go get in my spot. They bring me my beer, my water, and I'm good. So I have my Michelob Ultra right here too, and I'm gonna try to do this uninterrupted for you guys. Because I tend to get interrupted a lot, and I'm gonna try to clip it up if I do, but just bear with me. Bear with me. I wrote some notes. I wanted to come on here and say some things. Typically, we wait till Tuesday on the Smoke Something, Drink Something podcast. If you're not a part of it, dude, you're missing out. It's real people having real conversations. And the conversations that you don't want to miss are on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Okay? So let's start with the first thing in my notes. Okay, we're going to kind of ramble this. Okay, I don't usually do this, but I felt like I needed to. People were coming up to me for their relationships. They were asking me about their exes. They were asking me about a girl or a guy that they like. You know, I kind of like the relationship magnet. I try to stay as a single guy and stuff, but I'm always there observing. I'm always doing all these little digits of psychology or whatever you want to call it. That's what I do. So let me get to my first point. Okay, we can't keep rambling. Hold on. Haha. Now these lines, I don't know where I come up with them. I think at some point, me and AI kind of merged together. As weird as that sounds, I mean, I built the AI Wingman to kind of help you get clarity and stay away from those toxic partners that try to ruin you. So my first line, and this might, we're gonna start off strong because I don't care. You might flame me in the comments. It's okay. We can go back and forth. We can have a conversation because we're adults, right? You can send your hate, you can send your love. It's all the same. We all know that love and hate are interchangeable. So do whatever it is as you please. Whatever pleases you most. I should say that. So my first line: most people aren't heartbroken. They're addicted to the attention they lost. We're gonna let that soak in real quick. Let that soak in real quick. They're not heartbroken. They're addicted to the attention that they lost. Okay, we live in the social media age. Think about that. Everybody's trying to get attention here, there. I'm trying to get paid. Boom, cash. Attention is our economy now. The currency comes from the attention. The partners come from the attention. Everything stems down to the attention. So if you're seeing somebody and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna say hey every day or good morning, or good night," and they're texting you all the time, there is no space. On the flip side of that, some people confuse obsession with love. Do we think, you know, go in the comments right down below. I don't know what platforms this is going on, but go in the comments right down below and say, do you think obsession and love are interchangeable? Do you prefer a relationship where there's space, or do you prefer a relationship where you do everything together? Because I'm very curious to know that. I kind of did my observations. Some people like to have things mixed all together, but when you're spending so much time together, you're just kind of fighting in a way. I don't really know how to explain that, but I'm really curious to see what people might say. I just think sometimes that familiarity really gets to you. You're used to the "how are you? Good HBU." All right, 2 hours later, "how are you? Good HBU." Like, it's repeating. It's repeating. But at the same time, now you know that person's patterns. You know exactly what to expect. So now you don't question anything. So I think sometimes now you got so used to a pattern, the second that it goes off the path, and you're like, damn, damn, like, where my girl at? Where my girl at? I get it. I get it. The thing is, are we prioritizing the wrong people? Like if we're like just addicted to attention. Are we just addicted to their attention, or are we addicted to attention in general? Because anybody can give you attention. Social media can give you attention. Even AI, I can craft the perfect person for you to give you attention. But think about it. Why are we putting emphasis on one person's attention when there's so many other people, things, robots, animals, whatever you want that can give that for you? It's true though. It's true. You get used to patterns. Now something goes the wrong way, and you're like, damn, what am I doing? Damn, what am I doing? I miss my girl. I miss my girl. I miss my girl. Okay. And I'm not saying that to make fun of you because trust me, I've been that guy. Everybody knows I'm that guy. They know that I'm a hopeless romantic at heart, as they joke about. And I'm a hopeless romantic. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think what's for you is meant for you. And I think, and I'm not bringing the spirituality into this, but we let things flow. Okay. Like when you let things flow, you don't really have to worry about it. They say God's plan is his plan for you. And no matter what you're trying to do, he has a bigger mission in mind. The things that go wrong, there's a bigger mission in mind. So I really want to know what you guys have to think about that. I think attention, I think people aren't heartbroken. I just think that they're confusing love with obsession. And when you come from that state of mind, anything can mess you up. Anything can stray you off the path. And the path is, let's get this bag. Of course. Of course. And that brings me, and I told you I'm gonna be rambling. So but I kind of, do want to talk about myself. I guess I should. All right. All right. Before we get to the next one, if you're here right now, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, come join us. I know this is the first one on video. I know I usually post my Family Guy skits and my Rick and Morty skits, or I should say like, because I'm not really copying them. I'm not really copying them. I'm just posting something familiar so you can kind of feel, not just this random 24-year-old guy talking to you right now. But yeah. So I know we're on that heartbreak topic, but you realize that you'd probably experience less heartbreaks if you had a better vetting system. If you had a better vetting system, you would choose better partners. You know, like how is it that men are saying way too long in places that they're not respected? Then you got women on the other flip side staying in places where they're not emotionally fulfilled. And both of them are pretending everything's fine on Instagram. Can you imagine that we're posting? Look at our dream relationship. Don't you wish you had what me and her have? Like, we're pretending. We're pretending. Don't get me started on when you post your partner on Instagram. That's like free. That's like free bait. If I have the shot, I'm going to take the shot. Why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I take the shot? So think about that too. But like, really think about the situations you're putting yourself into. Some people think that control is a normal thing. I'm not a believer in that. I think control is just a way of making a rubber cage for you to be in. And like, that's not fair to that person. It's not fair to you because now you're emotionally invested in something and another person's actions can control your reactions. I mean, maybe that's just coming from the sales side of me, but come on, man. Everybody knows you guide the prospect to you where you want them to go. So why am I doing that to you? I'm gonna let you be free. I'm gonna let you be free, and I'm gonna let you come to me and think it's your idea because that's how it is. I provide a fantastic experience. You don't have that experience, you're missing out. Why don't we walk in the world like this? Why are we walking through the world thinking of, oh, but maybe they'll think I'm ugly if I get this tattoo, or maybe they'll just like not like me if I told people that I just want to be free and I'm not really ready for a relationship. Why is there so much judgment on that? Because why are we judging people like that? Why are we judging people at all? People are gonna be what people can be. I say this all the time. Everybody lives through their own eyes, head, and their own heart. My perspective is not the same as your perspective. You can have stuff on your journey, and there's nothing that I could say or do that's going to change that. What am I going to say? Oh, don't go out with your girls. Okay, I'm feeling a little bad about myself. I'm not going to say that because why would I do that? Of course, there was a time I did do that stuff. Obviously, now I'm making the videos of saying don't do that. Okay, I'm getting a little bit older. I'm not the man I once was. I'm getting, what do they call it? They call it unk, right? They call it unk. I'm not that man anymore. I'm different. I'm someone that's a firm believer in two 100s, and two 100s let each other be free. Like, oh, go enjoy your time. I'm gonna sit here, have my cigar, and you know, talk this crap on camera. Okay, you go do what you gotta do. Okay, and if you find a side boyfriend, who cares? Who cares? And I'm not saying that in a literal sense. I'm saying that in a, you're not gonna stop the other person from seeing other people that could be appealing. Okay, I'm no like what's his name? God, I'm no Brad Pitt. Okay, I'm no Brad Pitt in his prime. I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio. I'm Mauricio, the AI operator. Okay, of course, I'm not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and of course, your partner isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. If you have a beautiful partner, if I have a beautiful girl on my side, you got to let it. You got to let her get her time. Okay, like just relax, man. Loosen the grip, man. Let's loosen the grip. But you see, that's a mentality shift too. And I'm not here. I'm not saying that I'm like the know-it-all, be-all, whatever it is. I'm just a 24-year-old guy having a real conversation with you because I want you to think everything that you have has been conditioned into you. You think about that. All the relationship standards have came from the past. It has came from the past. Now they're wondering, like, don't you ever like wonder, like, where the ideology, the ideas came from, like your standards for relationship. You ever wonder where that came from? You got a guy with his boys telling them what to do. They got their stuff from their parents. They saw what society's telling them, and then you got the girls with their board of directors, her other girls. I mean, like, are you gonna let someone else dictate how you live your life, how you handle your relationship, what standards are acceptable for your relationship? Some people are good with open. Some people are good with the monogamy. Some people are good with the exploration. What's the problem? There is no problem. The problem is all inside here. So when you think about that, now you realize, oh, shit. Okay, maybe I do have power in my own life. Maybe my way isn't what everyone else is saying my way is. Maybe my life can be better if I decide to stray this way. Think about that. Your standards come from what other people think of you. actually care? What if you're your most magnetic self? When you just let it go. You wonder what all the options are? They come when you let it go. You wondering why the deal's not closing? It comes when you let it go. Just let it go. Stop worrying so much. Just be free. Okay. And when you're free, then you're like, oh, wait, I'm enjoying my life. I'm building this. And she or him, whatever it is, because I'm speaking to, all you guys, but whatever it is, now you can come together. Oh, wait, we enjoy each other's company. Oh, wait, we like to explore. It doesn't matter. What I say doesn't what I say doesn't matter. What somebody else tells you doesn't matter. What matters is what you feel, what you think. That's what matters. Okay? Like so I want you to start thinking about that. Thinking about, do you actually deserve to be treated that way? Is there something missing? And I'm not telling you to go blindly follow social media and let that dictate your standards. But think about it. Think about it. If everyone told you that you could never amount to something and you amount to something anyway, and you know in your heart that you are working to something, do those opinions really matter to you? If you have the most perfect relationship, but your board of directors are telling you you could do better, do you think that there's a chance that they could be wrong? Because in all seriousness, no one knows it all. No one knows it all. We can help. That's why I built the AI Wingman. Of course, if you go to my link in the bio, you get it for $1 for 14 days, $5 a month. You're getting clarity on the most complex situations that you can go through, even the simple ones too. But it's there. It's in your back pocket. You don't even have to use it. You hit. It's like having that friend on your side that's telling you how things actually are on your side. Because some people don't want to feel like they're doing it alone, and I get that. That's why we're doing this. This is something backed by psychology. Endless, endless reports in psychology, all put in there just to help you, to help me. Because if we think about that dream life, what is it that we want? Okay. We're here to help you attract that partner. Okay. And that partner doesn't come from worrying about everyone else, it comes from you realizing your standards. That's why it's so crucial. That's why you got to understand that not everything is what it appears to be. And that brings me to my next point. And this kind of, it all, I know we're rambling, but I promise it's all going to tie back together. I promise. I promise. I don't know how to frame it that way because it's first video and all. I'm telling you, it's all going to tie back together. The second part of it is, we need to understand what we want. Okay. Some people say they want relationships. But they don't fucking want that. I'm cursing, but I hope YouTube doesn't strike me for this. But I don't know what they want. Do you think attention, control, and reassurance is that a relationship, or are you just the ward at the prison? Are you the ward at the prison? You know, comment that. I want to see. You can tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong. You tell me I'm wrong. I'll see it 3 times. I don't care. I'm doubling down. Are you the ward at the prison? Or are you a good partner? Think about it. If you're fighting for control all the time, if you're fighting for control all the time, What does that signal to you? Think about it. I guess I'm getting into my philosophical mode. I guess I should stop doing that. But think about it. If you want to have control of the time, do you actually have a relationship? My partner can't go to out with his boys. My like, oh my gosh, he just I just he doesn't realize that when he did that, it just made me lose control. Where is the guy? Oh my gosh! Like all she does is get drunk, and I I just I just wish it was different. Come on, you can't go out with your girls anymore. Come on, guys. Like let's be real here. You think that, bro, bro? Let me tell you this: your girl could walk outside and on her walk see 10 different guys. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna lock her up, put her in a cage in your basement or something? Because that's fucking weird. That's weird. Or the opposite, girls, are you gonna tell your guy to put on a wig and that's the only time it's safe to walk outside? I don't know. That seems. But then you're like, yeah, well, we so you're wrong. Okay, so I'm wrong. But now you're craving reassurance and you're claiming you want your partner to prove something to you that is just all insecurity in your own head because you're not secure in your partner to know that what you have is more beautiful than anything that they could find out there. When you realize, and I'm not comparing humans to dogs or anything, but when you realize if your dog is sleeping by the door all day and you let it out, it might run around. But where is it coming home to? Think about that. Where is it coming home to? Versus keep your dog trapped in for years. And the second there's a sliver, the dog's running out. It's running out. It's running out every time. And it's never coming back. And it might find a new owner. Oh, this owner treats me better. Okay. So what does that mean for your relationship? Do you think it's maybe time to loosen that grip up a little bit? Okay, stop listening to the board of directors. Don't let that man treat you that way. Don't let that woman treat you that way. Because sometimes letting them be free is the answer. And I'll let you in on a little secret. Letting them be free is always the answer. Both ways. Both ways. Okay, you enjoy yourself. I enjoy myself. We enjoy ourselves. We enjoy our time together. Okay. And I don't want to ramble too long because I got some work to do. But I wanted to put that out there. And if you need help, if you need a way to spot these red flags, if you need to detect some interest, okay, link in my bio. The AI Wingman is there for you. It's there to give you that reassurance that you're craving for from that partner that won't give it to you. It's going to tell you how to get exactly what you want. Okay, if you still want to go on that path, it's going to give you exactly what you want. But I must warn you, once you have that power in your hands, the AI Wingman, once you have that power in your hands, no relationship dynamics impossible. You could do it. And until next time, Mauricio, the AI operator, we'll see you next time. And I'm not sure what we'll discuss next. I just get thoughts all the time, but I want to be here. I want to give you a human version of myself too, because I can't just do skits all day. But I love everyone that's tuned in, and like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, do all of those. We're gonna keep producing content. We're gonna keep challenging your beliefs, and we're gonna keep building better relationships, because I don't believe this whole narrative of all these breakups and stuff. We could do better. All right. We could do much better. So we'll talk soon. All right. Take care. Bye.